we're going to do in this video is show you how to navigate around in Territory Helper. Once you've logged in, you should come to a screen like this. If you have any territories already checked out and assigned to you, they'll show up in the bottom portion of this. If you want to request a territory because you've completed one or need one, at the very top that says Request Territory in this pink or purplish bar, you can touch on that. Now when this bar opens up, it says Message here. You can type something in there. Could I get a territory? I need one as soon as possible. Maybe you could put in there just you want to get a territory that's in the city, or one that's in a rural, one that's not too large, whatever your request might be. Or even a specifically numbered one could go in there. But we're going to show you another way to do that. But if you're in a hurry, that's the way to do it. So I'm going to close that out. Now, what else you can do in here, though, is if you've got a territory teched out to you, you can look at that territory and look it over, or you can return it or return unworked in case you weren't able to work the territory. But let's look at one of them. Let's go to C1. Now, as this one opens up, you'll notice it shows the entire map of your territory. It shows the borders and the map. Something you can do in here is if you go up to this grayed out bar that says Standard right up in the right, and you touch on that. If you go down, you can touch on where it says Satellite, and that'll give you a satellite view of your territory. You can actually zoom in on the homes and actually see where you're working, and you can see where that home is at, what it might even look like. Another thing you can do is you can touch on the little man down here on the lower right and drag him up onto one of these blue streets. That will open up this screen. Oh wait, that's right, I can't get it to work on here for some reason. But on your tablet, then you could look around on the screen and see that house in from the road. But anyways, let's go back to our standard view here. Now I'm going to zoom out. Now if you look at the bottom of the page, it says Locations. If you touch Locations, it actually shows how many locations are there. At first it says Locations 59, and then there's those different locations in your territory. So that's just the beginning of it to show you how that works. Now we're going to go back to the menu bar, those three dots. We're going to touch on those. And if you don't have a territory and are looking one to check out, here's how you'll do that. Touch on Territories. Depending on your internet access, it might be quicker or faster. But you'll notice now, if you go into that on the left-hand side there's this white space, says city or rurals or whatever yours might say. There's a little arrow on the outside of it, on the right-hand side of that white bar. If you touch that arrow, that gets rid of it, so you have more view of your territories. You can zoom in on these territories and take a good look at them. Now here's a good hint for you. You see where it says View Default up on the right here? If you touch on that, a drop-down menu comes to, it says either Default, Assigned, Last Assigned, and so forth. If you click on Assigned Territories, you'll notice on the bottom of the page it says Assigned Territories. Assigned are in blue, unassigned are in the orange color. This way you'll know the ones that are already assigned out. So if you want to get one that's not assigned, you can just go to one of the orange ones, and let's just zoom in on one of these. Let's go down here to Territory 31. Now if you touch it, it turns orange. Now if you want to look at that more closely, let's go back up here to this arrow on the left, open it up. Now touch the little arrow on the left, right by the little short green box here, and it's going to open up this thing down here. Now if I click on 31, double click it, you notice that on the left hand side the 31 is now in green down there, because that's the one you clicked on. If you go over to the next one, 32, it'll go down to 32, go back to 31. Now if you want to view this territory, what you can do is click on the three over there where it says C31 and it has an eyeball. There's three little dots or bars there. Click on those three bars. A menu will come out, or you can either request the territory right away from there, or you can just view the territory. So we're going to just view the territory. So click on View Territory. It's going to open up a separate window. And after it loads, there's the territory. In here you can look at the different addresses on there. It even shows the those that we don't call on in red. Businesses would be in green and so forth. Apartments blue. But anyways, if you go down to where it says locations at the bottom, click on that. It'll tell you how many locations are in there. This currently has 71 locations. So that'll give you an idea of that. If you're interested in the terrain of the territory, again, go up to where it's grayed out and says standard, touch that. Go down to satellite. And now you have a satellite view of these homes that you can zoom in on. So as you're working down the street, you've got a clear view of it. But we haven't even assigned this one out to you yet. Okay? So let's say you want this territory. You want City 31. Up in the left-hand corner, there's an X. Hit that X. Okay, now that we're back to this home screen here, in order to assign this or request this be assigned to you, again, go up to this arrow, click on it, and you'll notice that 31 is highlighted down here. If I click on 32, 32 does, or 33, but let's check out 31, doesn't matter. And if you go down and you click on these three bars, you'll see where it says Request Territory. Here you click on that. You can just send this. It will automatically send a request for this particular territory to the territory servant. Now you might want to put a message in there. I need this by tomorrow morning, if I could please, or maybe this afternoon or this morning. I just finished the territory. Can I get it right away or as soon as possible? Or maybe you just want to say hello to the brother. Whatever you want to put in there. But you don't have to put a message in there. If you click send, this will send a request for you to get that particular territory. And those are the basics of getting the territory from the servant.